Hey everyone, Isaac here. Today I have got the Almar B-21 fixed blade knife. It is brand spanking new for 2024. Wait till you get a look at this. It is a really cool design. It's designed by Kirk Rexroth. He's a master bladesmith. He's designed quite a few different blades for Almar knives over the years, and this is the newest one. So let's take a look right here. Let me angle this down a bit. Right here we go. There's a plastic molded sheath. Fits very secure, and it's even got a ceramic rod here for touching up that edge out in the field. And it holds the knife very securely. Let's get a look here. I think we got a 4 1/4 inch blade, maybe 4 1/2. Probably about 5/32 of an inch thick, and then tapers down to this nice, really wicked point. And Kirk Rexroth knows what is up in knife design and makes some really cool shapes. We've got black G10 here. It's a smooth finish, but I love the feel. I love the feel of it. And we got, your, hex screws here holding the scales onto the handle, or the tang of the knife, I mean. The grip is very nice, secure, feels great in my hand. Check out those curves there. Put your fingers around. You got jimping up here for your thrust tasks, and you got this finger choil with jimping there if you want to choke up a little bit. And the curve on the back of this blade provides an excellent rest for your thumb for close-up carving tasks, just like that, doing that motion. So a very comfortable knife, really great size as well for carry, the outdoors, hiking, hunting. If you want to use this as, your carry knife for combat or whatever, I mean, I think you can go right ahead. It's obviously not a big battle blade, but that, like the 4 1/2 inch mark, that'll meet the requirements for that. I read an article, or an interview I should say, with Almar that was published in Soldier of Fortune magazine back in 1985, and he said a battle blade should be 4 1/2 minimum to maximum of 8 inches. So this would meet those requirements, and Almar Knives has made many blades in that range over the years, with this being the latest one. Different about Almar Knives in 2024 is they have removed the red from the logo. So older Almar Knives will have this symbol here. It's like a Chinese symbol that incorporates, I think, Al's name along with some other items in there. It's made to be a symbol for the warrior, and was red to symbolize that, but it is no longer red, to give it more of a flush look. And using this in tactical situation, maybe that red will stand out, but they do not do that now. Another thing of note is that all Almar knives from 2019 to 2023 were manufactured in China. Prior to that, they were all made in Seki, Japan. A few in the USA here and there, but 90% in Seki, Japan. This one is manufactured in Taiwan. So I know there's many who prefer not to buy Chinese manufactured knives. So there you go, guys. Taiwan. This is D2 steel. So you got a decent steel for toughness and edge retention. So let's just see it in action here, cutting a few different things. we got a stick here. Let's carve it up. We'll use the regular handle grip. Ugh. The factory did put a really nice secondary bevel on this. It's ground very well on both sides. Let's choke it up here on that finger choil. Nice. Nice, guys. Again, very comfortable to hold. Oh, what a slicer. What a slicer, guys. So this is, you know, I guess it's a flat grind. You know, it comes up to here, so maybe not full flat. I guess you could call it a high saber grind if you wanted. But man, that's great. We do have this nice pommel on here too. It's also great in the reverse grip. You can put your thumb right on top of there. Don't get it up on that point, but you've got real estate up here. Do that, get leverage down in your stabbing task. We'll see this edge go through this seatbelt material. Nice. Easy. This really did come with a fantastic edge on. Let's see this cut through the rope. And let's see if we can do it just pushing. Yep. Didn't even slice, just pushed it through, just up at the tip. Right on through, guys. Really, really like this knife. And it's really sinking in here. Awesome stabber. This point right here keeps your fingers secure from sliding up over the edge. Again, yeah, took a chunk out that time. Pretty good at stabbing, nice secure grip. Yeah, it does have a relatively thin tip, so don't use any of your knives for prying, but I think simple stuff like this and an old log. Say you're a fisherman, looking for grubs and whatnot. This will help you out. All right, now we're going to do a little bit of a cut montage here as I chatted with the designer of this knife, Kirk Rexroth, who is a master bladesmith from the American Bladesmith Society. So he first got involved with Almar knives back in 1997. He had advertised a custom knife in one of the black powder magazines, and a guy ordered one, and he liked it so much, he ordered one for a friend, who just happened to be Gary Fadden, who owned Almar Knives at that point in time. So they met up at Blade Show 1997. And the first knife they collaborated on was the Havana Clipper, a small folding knife that doubles as a cigar cutter. You might wonder what B-21 means. It stands for Bowie 21st Century, as it's a modern take on the classic Bowie design.
Now, Kirk lives in Wyoming, so he does a lot of hunting and grew up that way. And going to SHOT Shows over the years as a knife maker and part of Almar Knives, he has a lot of exposure to the tactical world as well. So a lot of his knives are a combination of both tactical and outdoors activities like hunting. So he designs a lot of his knives with both of those functionalities in mind. Now, the B-21, he says, is more of a tactical knife, but also says it's probably the best hunter he's ever designed. So how does it get from a custom knife to a production model? Well, Kirk will either make a custom or do some drawings or photos and send it off to Almar. Now, they will then, look at it, say, okay, give it the go-ahead, make a pre-production model, and send it off to Kirk for approval and work on, what the materials will be and that type of stuff before it's turned into mass production. The original custom prototype was a little bit bigger than what we see here in the final approved production model. So his original that he custom made and used on hunts, is a little over 5 inches in length. So it's not like twice as big or anything, but you are getting a little more blade length and, a little closer to, what one might think as the historical Bowie size. It's probably 5 1/4 inch in length. So they did tone it down a little bit, but, maybe we will see an XL version of this someday. You never know. But this knife is designed to be tactical and hunting, and Kirk has definitely caped and quartered out white-tailed deer with his design. The curve on the top of the blade makes it excellent to rest a finger on for caping and getting up in there and processing large game. Now, be sure to stay tuned here as we finish out this cutting montage, and we'll go into a conclusion here. Kirk has designed quite a few blades for Almar over the years. Earlier, we mentioned the Havana Clipper. They currently just brought that back into production, so if you're a cigar guy, check out the Havana Clipper. He's also designed the Nomad, the backup 1 and 2 fixed blades, the Payara, which has recently been brought back into production, but looks a little bit different than it used to. It's now like an Axis style lock, and they made the blade a little bit smaller. So be sure to check out all those designs from Kirk Rexroad. Now let's wrap it up. Welcome to the conclusion here. This is the B-21 fixed blade knife. I did just mention all these other designs that Kirk has designed for Almar Knives. There was also a folding version of this knife, which I have right here beside me, and we'll be doing a full video on this as well. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell to get notified of when I do that review. But let's conclude this one first. Again, we got this plastic molded sheath with a ceramic rod sharpener. The original prototype had it a bit longer. I wish it still had that, but this little one, it will, excuse me, it will get the job done. And the sheath holds the knife very well and pops out easily. You got this nice flat spot right here to put your thumb on and pop this out. So we do got these nice G10 scales and this pommel right here. It's very nice. Didn't use it in the video, but trust me, you could crack something with that. Got a nice lanyard hole there, and it fits nice in my hand. If you have like extra large hands, maybe this would be a little bit tight, or you just choke up, put your finger in that choil the whole time. Kirk mentioned this curve on the top of the blade, excellent for putting your finger up there for caping, or if you're choked up here, my thumb fits perfectly. Like the curve of my thumb perfect in the curve of that blade for, you know, the close-up and personal carving tasks here. So 4¼ inches of D2 steel, nice thick. You saw it split wood. So it's a fully functional full tang knife and comes with my recommendation. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, hit that like button, give this a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified of more videos. I've got more Almar knives coming up, and I reviewed a couple of their new ones last week if you want to check out those videos as well. See you next time on the next video.